shit. Oh boy, man. Welcome to the 2DopeMarks Arena for another episode of 2DopeMarks. Officially back from Vegas, officially detoxing from all things WrestleMania 41. On my right, if you're looking at it from one perspective, that's D. If you're looking at it from my left perspective, that is still D. I'm Brando, your faithful, trusty guide between the ropes. Thank you for tuning in. Also, if you want, follow us, like us on YouTube, Facebook group, also on Twitter, Instagram at 2DopeMarks. It's real easy, real simple to find. Rate us, review us, give us 5 stars, turn notifications on for brand new episodes. And you know what? My hair is down, your hair is up. It feels weird, man. It feels like this exact same time last Thursday. We were literally preparing for Mania. We had just left
we was about to eat steak.
We was about to eat. Well, yes, we was about to eat steak.
Yeah, and that time frame. Yeah.
We had just left the Ashe show. Shout out to our good friends at Ashe. Put on a hell of a show, by the way. Shout out to Kev on stage, who was the ring announcer and pretty much got his entire life through WrestleMania weekend. Shout out to Seahawk, Cam Hawkins, who pointed out something very interesting in that it was a dude with a stealthy Make America Great Again hat amongst a room full of black folks and thought he was on the
all-black wrestling company with a camouflage MAGA hat. Things that make you go,
Things that make you go, And I just had to say, I was like, word, that's how you cook? That's how you cook it?
Hey, shout out to Suzette for getting the picture though.
Yeah. Definitely shout out to Suzette for getting the picture. Because I was like, bruh, like this what you cooking on? This is how you feeling? I'm not sure. I'm not sure if this is the move, but that's neither here nor there, man. Look, we are here to celebrate all things Mania. Talk about some things that happened after Mania. Some things that happened at Mania. Some things that happened in between the in-between. Also, thanks to everyone who watched our instant reaction episode Saturday. That was literally our first I don't know, me and D kick it like we are like friends. Like that's damn near one of my best friends. That was our first like in person. Let's go ahead and run this episode with Cuz on the camera.
I don't remember anything I said.
For those who are not
sounded good the next day though.
It did sound good the next day. There's also a video of D basically giving no F's whatsoever about LA Knight losing the United States Championship because Jacob Fatu won that thing.
I mean, I called it.
We did. We both called it. So here's my thing, D. Before we run down what we get into, because we get into everything Mania in Vegas. We're getting into WrestleMania Night 1 versus WrestleMania Night 2 because we didn't get to talk about Night 2. We did share on social our reactions to John Cena winning Sweet 17, it's his 17th world title. We'll get into Monday Night Raw, Raw After Mania, which was actually a good Raw After Mania this year. And we'll probably get into this whole Becky Hogan type situation, trying to compare Becky Lynch to Terry, which is not true, or compare to Charlotte, and that's also not true. And also we'll get into Big Dwayne being Big Dwayne, not having to step all over the Mania build and just basically just saying, hey man, congratulations, the Mania build sucked. But first off, D,
yes,
you're back in your humble abode, in your humble dwelling.
Yes.
What was Vegas like for you? What was Mania week like for you?
Expensive as shit.
Expensive. Boy, was it. Boy, was it.
I was about to sell candy or something like I used to back in the day in high school. Something like that. Like that shit was horrible. A Nathan's hot dog cost me $20. And I got a couple dollars in my pocket, but shit. I ain't paying no daggone $20 for no Glock.
It's so again, and there are talks about doing Vegas again for WrestleMania, so they don't have a whole 30-year gap in between. And I'm like,
I could skip that proudly. My Peacock bill is paid.
Like, y'all got it. Y'all got it.
Yeah.
Because go ahead. Sorry.
No, you good. Overall, like tapping the wrestling, we hopped right off the flight and went right to Ashe. Like Ashe was dope. Like we got to see our people. Like shout out to Black Wrestling. Shout out to Lovely. You know what I mean? Shout out to Professor. Like you said, Kev on stage. You know what I mean? We saw a lot of our good people. And I think honestly, that was usually Wale Mania is the I guess the opening to Mania for all of us, for us to see our people or whatever.
Opening ceremonies, yeah.
Yeah, for the most part, Ashe became the opening ceremonies. We got to see all our people, man. You know what I mean? Like I was excited to see everybody, you know, pretty much when we was in there and pretty much in the parking lot for about 20 minutes shooting the shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. As far as the show, both shows, well, all three shows, including Stand and Deliver, I think they were good. You know, we had our networking event, the brunch or shindig or fuck Terry, shindig.
Shout out to Andres,
Sunday morning. Yeah, shout out to that man. Like good meeting him, but also too, like he brought all of us together, you know, in one circle, in one place. You know, if you didn't know that person, you know him now. You know? So yeah. Oh, and then shout out to Meek, man. I seen Meek like 6 times out of the weekend.
Man, Meek was like an unofficial, unsung hero.
Yes, she was.
Like no matter where we went, Meek is somewhere behind. Again, she pulled up.
She pulled up.
Definitely
she was there.
Contributed
had a special guest appearance, showed her face, all that. Honestly, for me, we came there for wrestling first and foremost. But
we did.
I think for me, like I think it's a bigger thing for me to see all my people. You know, people I ain't seen in a minute. You know, we all live in different places. We all got different lives, different jobs, etc., family, all that other shit. But
facts.
The fact that we got together and you know what I'm saying, fellowship. Yeah, it was well needed.
Yeah. I think for me, this is my second Mania. Back to back. Like I did Mania 25 in 2009, so I did that, right? But it's not this. It wasn't this. It wasn't. We did Mania Philly last year, which was a blast. I think I'll take the Mania Philly atmosphere outside of the weather. I'll take that atmosphere over Vegas because Vegas was just Vegas is Vegas, right? I think for the most part, what I think, and I explain this to people going in and also coming out, is that going to WrestleMania, it is a full-blown family reunion. It is the culmination of a year of work where you kick with your friends, people you broke bread with, collaborated with, seen on the internet, seen their individual rises. Shout out Adrian Hernandez, who cracked over 100,000 on YouTube and was getting some of the best exclusive interviews while out there. Shout out my man Jeff Johnson for Bleacher Report, putting in work on that red carpet. And basically, it's just like you're just giving people their flowers. You get to actually give people their flowers in person. It's not like, oh, I'm gonna just hit you on DM and tell you like, yo, you did some dope shit. Wrong.
Right.
You get to actually in person dap people up, give them their flowers, and in totality, it's just like it's so much. Like you can't get into everything, but I can say this: somehow, some way, we took a nap to get ready for Fourth Rope. Yeah, I mean.
I did take a nap.
Yes. Yeah. Like ain't no way in the world I can tell anybody like, hey, I was out till 5:30 in the morning after a wrestling show in which Zilla Fatu, arguably the hottest independent wrestler in the country right now, got jumped by his own brother and some of his co-workers in reality wrestling. And Booker T said it's still on site regardless, right? Can't explain that to many people. But all in all, aside from expenses, like the experience is one of a kind, man. I think that Sunday brunch, basically getting the politic kicking with folk, was special. Right. Absolutely special. But some people said, Mania in New Orleans is their last hurrah. I don't know about if it's gonna be you and I. I think you said it's gonna be your last hurrah.
I'm getting too old for this shit.
Thank you, Danny Glover. I appreciate it.
I'm just being real. I'm getting too old for this shit.
So
well, I'll say this. I won't be doing this much wrestling shit. I might be in the streets. I might be in the streets. If somebody speak easy, drinking whiskey, listen to some brother talk about since his baby left him and how his sister, daughter, cousin, whatever, don't like him no more, singing the blues. That's my shit. Or watching somebody just twerking and watch asses, whatever. Yeah.
The beauty of New Orleans is that it's a far sexier city than Las Vegas. It's less expensive, and you might hear "baby," and it might change the world.
Listen, last time I was in New Orleans, that damn Uber driver said "baby" to me one time. I was like, just keep talking to me. She wasn't a pretty thing, but she sounded sexy.
She gonna talk you through it?
Sexy. Absolutely. She taught me to it. She talked about the history of New Orleans, talking about baby, all that. Listen, I was like, I'm cool. I'm just gonna sit here and ride and listen to you talk. Don't turn back and look at me. Just talk.
Oh God. Oh God. Well, a whole bunch of people did a whole bunch of talking this weekend and going into the week. Thank you for the setup, by the way. We didn't get to talk about Mania Night 2 because we were taking it in. We actually ran into Santino of all people. See, you're skipping ahead. You're skipping ahead.
Okay.
We ran to Santino. We saw Joe Hendry eat a RKO, and that man was not buried, by the way. That man literally was a TNA World Champion and got 3 minutes on WrestleMania.
No, you can't talk about this. You have to talk about 17. Talk about 17 right now.
I was building up to it.
Talk about Cul-de-sac John.
All right. So young Cul-de-sac, aka West Newbury, Mass's greatest, is the undisputed WWE champion and he's a world title holder for the 17th time, officially putting Ric Flair's greatest achievement outside of drinking people under the table in the back burner. Yeah. The match itself was all right, but then I asked myself, if John Cena's entire mission is to ruin wrestling, and then he also said on Monday night that I don't care if you tell me I can't wrestle, I don't have to. And I'm like, damn, that's a bar. That's a bar.
This man been cooking. You people that ain't pay attention to his entrance. It just says John Cena.
He told us you ain't getting nothing new, ain't getting no new entrance music, no new colors.
He said, "You little dumb motherfucker, I ain't think about you."
John Cena said he's basically becoming the most meta wrestler of all time. And what I mean by that is John Cena is going to say, look, am I going to have a terrible match on purpose? Yes. Am I going to win the title via a belt shot after hitting my opponent with all the finishes in the world? Yes. Am I going to give you the cheapest possible way out to keep this title? Yes. Am I going to even tell you how many appearances, not matches, appearances I have left? Yes. He's breaking the fourth wall in a way that I'm like, oh, this may be his greatest acting moment yet. Forget Peacemaker. This may be his greatest acting moment.
Have you seen those people or recall in your life or anybody else that you know that says, I'm just going to go to work, do my 8 hours, and I'm going to leave. You're not going to get anything extra from me.
All the time.
That's what he's doing. He's just doing his 8 and walking away. That's it.
with the belt backwards on
with the belt backwards on his hip and a towel on the back of his neck when he walking down the aisle. Dead ass.
So I love it. We'll get into like how they can make better of this in a minute, but I enjoy the fact that John Cena says he said I'm not a good guy, I'm not a bad guy, I'm a human being. And human being said, look, dog, I done put in work for 20 years. He keeps saying 25 for whatever reason. I don't know why he keeps saying 25, but he said he put in work for
OVW. I don't know.
Maybe, but he keeps basically
how long was he the prototype?
See, the year in my wheelhouse now. That might be 2000, 2002. So we might get into this. We might be in 20. We might be 25 years. But John Cena been trying to prove something to somebody since. And he's done trying to prove shit to people. So I like it. I didn't like the fact that Travis Scott took his sweet ass time getting to the ring on Sunday. And I didn't necessarily enjoy the fact that Travis Scott was supposed to be the proto big bad stand-in for Big Dwayne, if you will.
You talking about Dewey?
We'll get to Dewey.
I'm calling that man Dewey. You can call him Big Dwayne. I'm gonna call that man Dewey.
Okay. All right.
Because Mama called him Dewey, so I'm gonna call him Dewey.
I think for the most part, for what we got with this, and I think we're going to get with the Cena run is real simple. We got 26 days left. We are about to go through John Cena's greatest hits. Instead of him being the face, he's the heel. And now you got to deal with a face Randy Orton, as we saw Monday night, where he laid Cena out with the RKO. By the way, John Cena getting that shit off before he took the RKO was hilarious. I was watching on the plane. It was hilarious.
Yo, Randy Orton's a creep. That man just sitting there just smiling, and he's like, I'm gonna get you right here. I'm gonna get you right here. I'm gonna get you right here. Yahtzee. There you go. Gotcha.
I mean, Randy Orton is like the greatest Instagram photographer of all time. He just look for angles, dog.
We'll tap into Randy Orton's greatest hits in a few minutes.
Just say it. Just say it. Just say it, dog. I mean, the way he kind of like, let me see how I get this just right. Because again, the fact that we're getting Cena versus Orton face switched up at Backlash St. Louis, absolutely here for it. Because again, and I presented this to you a couple weeks ago. We were trying to break this down. What is the more interesting response, right? What's the more interesting outcome for Mania? Like forecasting down the road. Is it Cody going through year 2 as undisputed WWE champion, or is it John Cena with, title number 17? The answer was Cena title 17. And now we're about to have John Cena go through his goddamn rogues gallery like he's Batman.
I'm not trying to see them idiots go whoa every fucking weekend.
True, but guess who's gonna get the belt back at the end of all this?
Man, please.
I'm just saying.
I need Colander to chill out.
I'm just saying, because look, what's happening on Raw with the world heavyweight belt. There's a certain trio. There's a certain trio that stepped on the scene that's gonna have a say in that part, right? Yeah. But right now, it's John Cena's world, and John Cena's motivations just to make sure wrestling is in his image, and he retires the lineage, so to speak, of being WWE champion. It's kind of poetic.
Did you apologize when the crowd was cheering? They're sorry. Did you apologize too?
Do I look like a sucker to you?
I mean, nah, but I just asked.
I stand on my two. Like, I'm not going to apologize to John Cena for nothing, really. I'm not as fickle as that crowd in Vegas who were like,
listen, I ain't apologize. I was like, fuck them little bitches. You are some sorry son bitches.
I mean, you were team FTK after that first promo in Brussels.
I think you've known me for a long time, and I think your wife has known me a little longer. And the people around to know I ain't shit.
I saw plenty of that in Vegas, but that's neither here nor there. It's neither here nor there, buddy. neither here nor there. But no, I mean, basically, John Cena was playing that crowd like a fiddle, had them in the palm of his hand, and he made a point, dog. He was like, "Look, oh, y'all want to cheer me now because I have a belt, because I have the title around. Now you want to be part of the party? No, no, that's not how this works." Because they went from "we are sorry" to "we're not sorry," like that.
Yeah, John Cena. It's my world. Y'all motherfuckers living in it.
1000%. 1000%. So now here's my question, though, D.
Sure.
Since you're not a fan of Cody taking that belt off of him once we get to December, who does?
Here's the crazy part about wrestling. We have our favorites. We have what we think should happen. We have also what we know is going to happen. The smarter fans.
Right.
So it's a fine line when it comes to that question, to answer that question. You know what I mean? So if I ask it in three aspects, we already know that Codelander Jones is going to take the title off of him.
Okay, that's fine.
Who I would love to retire him is Randall Keontae Orton.
I mean, just think about the people who
let that man get 15. Let that man get 15. Why not?
That's fair. That's fair.
Why not?
Here's the thing though. You know who we're not gonna get on this this greatest hits tour from John Cena?
Who is that?
Edge ain't coming back. Edge ain't gonna be a part of it.
Man, fuck Coke.
Daniel Bryan ain't gonna be part of it. Kevin Owens can't be part of it because his neck.
That's fair.
Shawn Michaels can't be part of it because Shawn Michaels is running NXT. Triple H can't be part of it because Triple H is.
Don't do that. Don't do that to me.
I know. Besides, Trips, there's a far greater match for Trips than John Cena. There's a far greater match for him.
Yeah, it's called a defibrillator. My bad.
I was gonna say Dewey, but you went there. You went that far with it.
My bad.
You went that far with it. But
listen, that's my man. If I don't talk about you, I don't like you.
That is fair. That is fair. But since we've gotten to this point, all right, I just mentioned Big Dwayne, aka Dewey. So how do we start this, man? Okay, so Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, who has officially entered "he just be doing shit" territory for me. He's a GOAT. He's all time talk on the mic, all time work in the ring. Perhaps one of the most famous characters in all of professional wrestling. Ever since Mania 40, the night after Mania 40, brother just be doing shit. And the fact that him just doing shit kind of plays to this interview he did this week on ESPN television, and basically explained why he was not at Mania, and also explained why he was called in to go to Elimination Chamber, and basically shat all over or threw the entire creative from the Mania build and threw it under the bus because he was like, "Hey, I'll give you this one favor, and it's on you to build it the rest of the way there." And my line of thinking is like this. Brother, you've been in this business far too long and have created too much lore, so to speak, just to be here for a one-off and say, figure it out. The main thing people enjoy about pro wrestling, outside the athleticism is 1B, but 1A is storytelling. Does he have a point in saying that, hey, if I would have stuck around, it probably would have took a little bit off of John Cena? Maybe.
Fair.
I mean, that's fair. But then I also raise you this. If you didn't come back and John Cena won the Elimination Chamber, and it was just like it was basically icon versus icon. The old 18 to 34 male demographic heavyweight champion versus the new 18 to 34 male demographic heavyweight champion in a face versus face battle at Mania.
Yeah.
Still would have worked. And then you would have the heel turn then. And then the next night is when Cena gets his gripes off. You get the blank John Cena. And then you're like, okay, wait. And then he explains why. Okay, I get it. I can see it. That's not what happened. You came out at Bad Blood, did the 3 with the throat slash. Had Solo talking about this is all part of the plan. Then you do the Elimination Chamber bit, talking about and announce on SmackDown the week or two before, hey, Cody, I want your soul. And if you're saying that you did this because Ari Emanuel said, hey, we're not really moving tickets for Elimination Chamber, brother, you got to explain to Ari Emanuel, hey, man, some things things are hot. Some things ain't gonna hit. Elimination Chamber being John Cena's final appearance in Toronto. Toronto don't love John Cena like that. Nah, you would have got 30K in there. So yeah. Initially, Ari, according to Dwayne, it was 27,000 tickets moved. You announced The Rock gonna be there. Okay, now we're up to 38,000. So you mean to tell me that you threw a monkey wrench in the Mania build for 11,000 more tickets?
So here's my thing. I don't, and I'm not going to support this man I'm sorry, I'm not going to bolster this man's name up in this conversation as being somebody that I admire or anything like that. But VKM, though that who should not be named, I think the reason why he was so good at creating WWE, WWF, the bigger companies, because he also was able to book and storytell and put people around him to make it work.
Yeah, until he lost his curveball, but yes.
Right. But see, that's what happens when you get older. Everybody remember Dewey's in his 50s right now. Dewey's on that AARP right now.
Yeah,
you know what I mean, but he got to get that prosthetic exam too. So what I'm saying is, when it comes to it, like, the one thing about VKM, and again, I'm not supporting this man. VKM in the past, when he was younger, he was able to show people and surprise people. Nobody would have ever thought about Stone Cold at WrestleMania 17 turning and joining Vince McMahon. Nobody would ever. Let's go with Stone Cold again. What's that? What was the match that Brett
14?
No,
13.
The match 13. Yeah, like that storyline. When you're storytelling, and this is just my opinion, and from me watching wrestling for umpteen years, you got to be able to switch it up. But you got to be able to switch it up, and if it doesn't work, learn from your lessons and change it. As far as Dewey's concerned, like, I think honestly, he's trying to be VKM, but he can't, because you can't be in everybody's movie. You can't be in everybody's appearance. You can't be head of the board. You can't clone yourself. You can't do all of that. So what does that look like? You tell Triple H to go be the head booker, but you criticize the shit. You can't do that. You can't criticize it because you would have thought different. Have a conversation. Figure it the fuck out. But don't stop. Stop putting too many cooks in the kitchen. Stop it. The one thing consistent with Triple H as being the head of creative, I'm not saying this because that's my man, like that's my GOAT, but I'm saying this because he's consistent. He's consistent. We've seen what NXT looks like under his hand, and then we've seen what WWE looks like under his hand. Like, we know that when WrestleMania was in Vegas, with TKO taking over, that shit looked like a damn UFC fight or a Riyadh situation, like a whole Riyadh thing, because
and all the people got booed out the building UFC wise. Yes,
right. So
Fighters, no, but
keep wrestling. If you keep wrestling the shit that we all grew up on, we have people, me being 42 years old right now, you being 37 years old right now, we know why we fell in love with wrestling. My kid can go back and say, if we ask him when he gets to 30 years old or 15 years old, whatever, why did you fall in love with wrestling? Because there's a certain reason. Keep wrestling. Stop fucking around and try and change it into something that we'll fall out of love with. Stop it. You can't be everywhere. Dwayne, do your job as head of the board. Throw your insight and shut the fuck up and go film Moana and go do your all that shit. I love you to death, but no, stay in your lane. Yeah. Like, stay in your fucking lane, man. Like, for real. We're not doing this.
So, my take on it, ultimately, is that he's doing the same sort of soft backpedal that he did when Black Adam flopped.
He's not our problem.
This
ain't the movies. This ain't AMC. This ain't Cinemark. This is wrestling.
And
stay in your lane.
And I think that if you look at it last year with Mania 40, remember, he wanted to come back as a face and have Roman beat the heel, and they had a big match, and people weren't really messing with it. Why? Because you can't just jump in at the last second.
Mm-hmm.
You can't. Because this era WWE fan, this era wrestling fan, mind you, enjoys a long-term payoff, right? Mm-hmm. They're going to look. Reason why Cody Rhodes got booed out the building Sunday, it wasn't because it was Cody Rhodes. It was because we want to see John Cena win number 17. Like, that could have been your focal point story going into Mania had Dwayne not pulled up. But instead, Dwayne pulls up, and Dwayne has a complex that I will also say that Will Smith has. And that complex is, I want to be liked by everybody.
Who cares? Who the fuck cares?
I know. But if you look at it and how he's trying to like distance himself away from this, sir, do you realize that had you just said, you know what, let them cook with the Mania build, you don't have to deal with Travis Scott making that long ass walk on Sunday. you get John Cena and Cody Rhodes one-on-one in a pseudo dream match, if you will, right?
Right.
I must say, can the old gunslinger pull it off one last time, right? Can you? I think everything about Mania, if you think about it, right? And we were there, so triple threat matches cooked,
right?
Both of them had somewhat year-long built into them, right?
Yes.
Okay. The rise of Jacob Fatu, we've seen that going on since June of last year, right?
Yes.
Jey Uso, we've seen his rise going on for 5 since pandemic, since Thunderdome.
Yes.
And him be a world heavyweight champion.
Yes.
The reason why those stories resonate a lot more than what the actual main event build of Mania was is because they let them things cook. Cena versus Cody should have been instant oatmeal. Like, you pop it in a microwave, boom. You have a spread. You have, brown sugar oatmeal. Just stir it up a little bit, and I'm saying, feed it. Everybody happy.
Yeah.
But him going out and doing that on TV, I think is a reason why there's still friction between him and Triple H. And that's why I was like, look, if there were one match that Big Dwayne needs to do before he hangs up and gets retired, and I wish it could happen, but it can't happen due to Triple H's health, him and Hunter got to go at it, dog. It's been too much sniping, too much all that.
I just got an idea.
Cook with me. Go ahead. The kissing is yours. Cook.
Yeah. So what if, since Trips can't be in the ring, what if they do kind of like a, you know how wrestling recycles itself, right?
All the time. Shout out to Shawn Michaels booking his old finishes in NXT.
Yeah.
For his kids now.
So what if you rebook? Was it the Alliance against WWE? And you do
WWE versus TKO?
no, yeah. You don't label it that, but you have The Rock oversee that side, and you have those particular wrestlers go to that side, and then you have WWE where everybody falling under Triple H because that man can't get back in the ring. You know what I mean? So I can't tell you who's going to be on whose side or none of that because, of course, The Rock has the Anoa'i dynasty, but that storyline would actually cook. You have so many underlying people that you have Sammy with the Usos.
Yep.
You have Kevin Owens under Trip. You know what I'm saying? Like it would cook. So
I see. See, in the fact that Survivor Series is going to be outdoors this year.
What that
here's
shit
my
at?
question: San Diego, they're Petco Park.
You got some money in your pocket?
You mean the money they didn't take from me in Vegas? Because I got that. We might have to make that move.
I'm just saying the storyline right.
War games outside in San Diego does not in November does not sound like a bad idea.
I mean, listen, I might have to listen. We might have to sit on the cage.
Hey, you see they putting people on the damn set now to watch.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I was alluding to.
Shit.
Might as well.
They try
to make everything else money. Shit. You might get an autographed barricade from SummerSlam pretty soon. Shit.
Look, man, they let green shirt guy ring the bell and be a timekeeper, dog. Something happening. Something gonna happen.
What does that motherfucker do? What does he do?
I don't know. If he had a LinkedIn, I'd definitely reference it. I'd definitely look that shit up.
I just want to see the man one time and say, what do you do?
I almost asked the same thing about Brock Lesnar guy. Same thing. Like, what is up with you? But speaking of someone who used to be a Brock Lesnar guy, but is now in the Seth Rollins business, to close out the Raw After Mania, our boy Paul Heyman said, "Hey, Seth Rollins, you need some muscle." And he went back to a conversation he had 2 years ago in NXT with the then NXT champion and was like, yo, I gotta wait for you to get into that main event scene, partner. So just when it looked like Seth Rollins and Paul Heyman were cornered by Roman Reigns, here comes one Bron Breakker spearing Roman out his Jordans and taking off his hoodie so unhinged. Mills pointed this out. I'm like, Doc, this man ain't even unzipped the motherfucker. He just took it, he just ripped it off. I'm like, oh, you different.
Yeah.
You are different. Now, again, we loved this initial union at Mania and how it went down. I love it even more now that Bron Breakker's involved in it. Also, shout out to King Troy, because I went and looked up Seth Rollins' fit outside the glasses. You know that man whooped ass of Balenciagas on Saturday? Troy had that man decked dying. I tell you.
You didn't even mention the fact that we called this shit.
We did.
And I'm saying this so soft spoken.
We did. We said, look, if Seth and Paul gonna kick it, they gonna need a heavy. And boy, they got them a goddamn heavy. Woo, they got them a heavy. So now,
that's ugly.
Now we get now you know what this sets up. It's gonna set up Roman and Punk going to have to look at each other and put their differences aside. Like, look, man, we got bigger fish to fry in Braun and Seth, right? So we got that cooking. We don't know how long it's gonna cook. I put a little bit of fear. I know I love my Uso. I know I love Jey Uso as World Heavyweight Champion. But you know, Jey Uso versus Seth Rollins and Jey Uso versus Bron Breakker at SummerSlam, it's gonna happen. And the Yeet Man gonna have to pass that belt, man. He gonna have to pass that belt, man.
That's fine. That's fine. I'm okay with it. As long as my favorites get the belt. So here's my question, because I've seen a lot of people an IWC. Talk about Evolution 2.0 for you.
I think I saw your I saw who you wanted in there.
I
I
had
saw who
two.
you
I
wanted in
had
there. I saw you
two. I
wanted in
had
there.
two. Who would you want?
So, all right, you got your Rick. All right, you know what? I don't even look at him like Evolution 2.0. You know who I look at him like?
Who?
The Horseman. I
Okay.
look at him like the Horseman like this because you have your literal, must say, you have your talkative, braggadocious lead, Seth Rollins.
Right. You got
You
your wise man and JJ Dillon.
Yep, you got your no nonsense, no frills. I'm beating your ass in Arn and Ole Anderson.
The enforcer.
And one person in Bron Breakker.
Right.
So I need somebody that's like Tully, somebody that's gonna be, or even God rest his soul. If you want to go to a little bit further iteration of Horseman, Steve Mongo McMichael. In that, I need somebody who's gonna work the undercard, piss people off.
That's easy.
And I know you said, I know who you said. I know who you said, but the reason why I don't want neither one of them, well, one of them makes total sense.
Which one? Which one?
Ethan Page out of that makes total sense.
Ethan's the Ole. I mean, I'm sorry, Ethan's the Tully.
Yeah, Ethan will be your Tully, yes, because you need a sniveling, good-ass heel who can be very dastardly when time calls for it. Yes.
Well, I said the Evolution because Austin Theory reminds me of Randy.
Yeah, but here's my issue with it. Here's my issue with Austin Theory. And this is no disrespect to Austin Theory.
Mm-hmm.
He's been in a stable with Seth before.
Okay.
When Seth was the Monday Night Messiah, they did that before. It was him, Buddy Matthews, Theory.
Yeah, you running it back. Yeah.
Yeah, you running that back. My thing is, and this is my future Intercontinental Champion after you move him over to SmackDown, you move him over from SmackDown, because I don't think we're gonna get him and his old partner from NXT anytime soon. You give me Carmelo Hayes in that stable, dog. You give me Melo in that stable. Reason why you give me Melo in that stable, because Melo can work. Melo can talk. Melo can piss people off.
He's a
Melo
Tully.
being a
He's a Tully. He's a Tully.
And Melo being a sponge off Paul Heyman? Bro.
Ooh.
Come on, man.
Didn't he shout him out? Did he shout him out at his Hall of Fame speech last year?
I think he did. I think he did.
Yeah. Ooh. I'm with that.
Because look, I would have wanted it to be Montez Ford in a sense, but I'm like, you still got Street Profits business to tend to. It's okay. Trick Williams, I'm getting onto the main roster pretty soon. Business to tend to. All that points to just one person, dog. It all points to my man Carmelo Hayes. I want him to cook in that particular role. If you want to tell me how do you repeat Carmelo Hayes,
he could be a Randy too, though.
Yeah, it don't matter the analogy. 4 Horsemen, Evolution, it all lines up. It all lines up. I need Melo in that. I need Melo in that group, dog. I need Melo. But you said Ethan Page, right? You said Ethan Page is your one?
Yeah. What up, Seth?
What I mean? So that's where my brain is at with it, man. That's where my brain is at with it. But
that's real.
The wildest thing about this is that it can go in so many different ways with it, right? Because you have literally Seth and a new heavy, and you have Paul Heyman. Like that's already
I'm here for it.
And they're feuding with Punk and Roman. Like, if you want to tell me, hey, what's your A feud in WWE when John Cena is not around? That's it.
Yeah.
That is it.
You can go Logan Paul. Logan Paul and Karrion Kross if you want to. Let's be clear.
Hey man, I didn't even put this in the rundown, but shout out to Karrion Kross.
Hey, listen, that's my dog. That's my dog. That man been cooking, bro.
A man who made a statement the day after Mania, that promo he gave where Scarlett was looking at him like, oh no, oh this motherfucker crazy. Oh my god. Like, hey, wait, babe, don't no, wait, you going
Yes.
Again, can't look. I know it may not happen, but I need Karrion Kross to be my money in the bank, dog. I need him to be my money in the bank.
I need Karrion Kross to be himself, like he's consistently been himself.
Yes.
Let that man do what he need to do. Fuck everybody else's thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
That man can fight in real life.
If your thoughts and your feelings, but you know him.
Yeah.
But you know him. Oh my gosh. All right. So speaking of that Monday and I don't know what's wrong with my dog for a second. Speaking of Monday and just craziness and batshit greatness, the match of the night was Io Sky celebrating the fact that she beat Bianca Belair and Rhea Ripley at Mania, where she got challenged by none other than the NXT Women's Champion Stephanie Vaquer. And buddy, they cooked. And then it got even better because he was like, oh, there goes Roxanne Perez to break it up. Oh, wait, Julia still got beef. Oh, here she come to break it up. Oh, Rhea Ripley want to come out too? Raw, the women's division is cooking. So
let me ask you this question real quick. Who's the head booker for WWE right now?
That'll be Triple H, and his understudy, who is also super cooking, is his best friend Shawn Michaels.
Right. So who did Triple H learn from? And it's not VKM.
Triple H learned from one Dusty Lamario Rhodes.
So does this look like the early years, rest in peace, Dusty, of NXT?
Are you referring to Steph, Roxanne, and Julia as the next iteration of the Horsewomen? See, I love it. I love what your brain is at. I love where your brain is at, because the thing is, Julia was the big free agent signing they got, and they debuted her last year at Stand and Deliver. And then Julia came over, cool. But Stephanie Vaquer with presentation, the devil's kiss that Booker T wilds out over every single week.
I'm not fucking with Booker T right now.
You ain't messing with, man. He acted there.
That man had a whole orgasm on Stand and Deliver over Stephanie.
Bro, okay, wait a second.
I'm not calling her Steph. I call her Stephanie.
Wait a second. Wait. Give him some grace, all right? He had to take a nap during the Hall of Fame ceremony and pray a little bit just to get things right, okay? You cut him some slack. Cut him some slack. No. Okay. No,
I blame Charmel, because if you go to church, you got to nudge that man. That's how I know Booker T don't go to church.
See, I'm not gonna get in that blasphemous. No, sir. You about to suffer that way. You about to suffer that way.
I'm gonna own it. I will talk to Booker T. We gonna have a talk. Look. I will talk to him face to face, unlike somebody else we don't.
I agree with you. I agree with you. But here's my question though. Oh, Mimi being funny, by the way.
What would me do? First of all, sis, what we not gonna do is my hair's longer than Corey's.
She's talking about me, fool.
Oh shit. I'm sorry. It's the whiskey. Yeah. What up, little Corey?
Anyway.
Why you gotta yell?
I'm not even yelling.
It's loud in my ears.
Oh, everybody's saying I'm yelling. My bad. Let me back up. Shoot.
See?
Everybody's saying
you see what I told her? God damn.
The point is, the women's division between NXT and WWE is too loaded. So when they have this Evolution 2 pay-per-view, because I know they gotta have Evolution 2, we're gonna be there.
We going?
It's likely gonna be at Mohegan Sun.
That's fair. We in the crib.
We must say we just be at my house and just drive down. It's barely an hour.
That's fine. That's fine.
So my line of thinking with this is, if eventually this is leading up to Steph, Julia, we already know Roxanne is pretty much done in NXT. So they all can't go to Raw. They all can't go to Raw. Somebody gotta go to Raw. Somebody gotta go to SmackDown.
Which one goes to SmackDown though?
I think Roxanne goes to SmackDown.
I can see that.
I think Roxanne goes to SmackDown. I think eventually you get Julia and Stephanie on Raw.
I have my reservations about that, but we'll talk about that later.
Reason why is because the look. The absolute look of Stephanie Vecchia is something that Netflix is definitely going to be they're going to gravitate towards it. See, I'm so
you went to college. Listen, you went to college.
I did too.
I went for 2 minutes.
They're going to gravitate towards it, right? Because again, you see the responses she's had literally everywhere she's gone, whether it be Stand and Deliver, the pop you heard for her on Raw on Monday. Like she has star written all over her, and there's gonna be something to where she ends up dropping that title to Jordan Grace or our favorite Jada Parker. And eventually, you know what I'm saying, she's gonna have to make that move. So out of everybody that's currently in NXT right now, who about to make that move? Who about to go ahead and get that main roster call? Because I already said those 3 women are eventually getting called up.
So you got
one especially getting called up.
Trick. Ethan. Ethan's going up. Easy.
He's already been NXT champion. He's already been infused. Yeah, okay. I see that. That's 2.
Axiom.
I thought they were coming out Monday.
No. You have to give them their last hoorah, because just like you gave Roxanne Perez her last hoorah with the title, like you got to do it that way.
I thought Roxanne's last hoorah was the February pay-per-view where they did the Fatal 4-Way then.
I don't know. It's different for the women. I hate to say it like that, but it's different for the women. You can't, based off of history, certain people are able to come up, but it's just been so different with the women and the men, the gender.
Because one gender is absolutely outpaced and outcooked the other.
So here's so based off of this, who do you think? So answer this question: do you think that we should have a booker specifically for the women and specifically for the men, and not just one?
Okay, and I was actually pontificating about this on social earlier this week, especially when it came to Tony D'Angelo, because Tony D'Angelo, of all the people that are part of 2.0 NXT, there was in that main event scene, and part of that ridiculous War Games match they had between Black and Gold versus 2.0. He's the last one there. He's still down there, and quite possibly he's the best character in NXT. Like that man made a mafia gimmick and gave emotional gravitas toward it. But I don't think you need 2 different bookers. I just think that you need more guys to step up and not look all the same and not feel all the same. Because Javon Evans stood out. Ethan Page stood out. Ricky Saints pulled up immediately, stood out. Right? You got literally, that's like 4 names, right? 4 main talents. In Dark State, that's 5. That's 5 talents.
You can go 6. Obi stood out too.
Oh yeah, in Oba, yes, of course. In Oba, so that's 7 entities. That's 1 group and 5 people. There's 1 group and 6 people. You know the laundry list of names I can go through with the women's division.
I think that so a lot of my issues are you're integrating TNA, who in my opinion, I've said this on the show before, has the greatest women's roster right now cooking. But now you got AAA. You got AAA.
We didn't talk about that, right? We got a whole the WWE bought AAA, and now it's gonna be when Women's Worlds collide. You got them luchas coming to kick it,
bruh. You got to understand, like, I think the biggest thing I don't think a lot of people enough people don't talk about this shit. When
that's why we have that's why 2DopeMarks exists. But go ahead.
Absolutely. So you go to let's go back to NXT Black and Gold, right? A lot of those wrestlers' talent came from Ring of Honor, New Japan, CZW.
Yep.
And a lot of those wrestlers are here, and a lot of those wrestlers aren't here. So what does that look like now? Because in the past, it was a situation where you didn't have AEW at that time. You didn't. You just had New Japan, and New Japan wasn't cooking like it is now. Ring of Honor was a small company. So what does it look like when you have an AEW and New Japan has that money, that build, and how you do? And so now, like, also, how do you fit all of these people and make them happy? Because every wrestler has an ego.
No Ethan Page, yes.
So for me, it's just like you have to make more and more. Like, so WWE is actually doing it now with the Evolve. They're doing the NXT. They're doing it with the ID.
Yeah.
You know, it's very interesting to me to see what that looks like.
All right, I got one for you since we're talking about expansion. Do you think the regular IWC would have a normal day if by some reason WWE and TKO said, "Hey, we've purchased New Japan Pro Wrestling"?
They would.
Your delayed silence says it all, by the way.
Yeah. My problem with that is people think they know shit, but they don't know shit.
Facts.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean? It's a process of generations. It's a process of who've been watching wrestling since day one versus who've been watching wrestling since last week because they seen John Cena win his 17th title.
Facts.
So for me, it's matter of opinion.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, we're getting silent right now because the first pick of the draft is coming up.
Oh Lord. For those who don't know, D is a giant Miami Hurricanes fan, and his quarterback,
Killer Cam,
his quarterback from around my hometown way,
Killer Cam,
technically about to be the first Houston area quarterback I can think of in my recollection.
Chill out, man. Like, that man a Miami quarterback.
He is from Houston.
I don't care about none of that.
See, and that's why Miami ain't go fucking nowhere last year.
Oh wow, that's why Houston ain't win the national championship in basketball.
Hey, dog, you cut a little deep. You cutting too deep. Back up.
Boom.
Back up. It's supposed to be Houston versus Kentucky in the Elite Eight. But what happened to y'all boys versus Tennessee?
Oh. I'm just gonna sip my drink on that.
Yeah, exactly. By the way, since we just sipping drinks, we gotta make this perfectly clear. I got this. Don't worry. I got this. We'll make this perfectly clear. We got to stop this whole Becky Hogan thing, dog. Do not compare that lady to Terry. In no way, shape, or form should you compare that woman to Terry.
I'm here for the white crime.
Because we said for a good minute that they're gonna have to heat up the women's intercontinental title. It's through no fault of Live Vicurious that the women's IC title feels a little right now. Whereas the women's United States Championship is hot because of who holds the belt in Chelsea Green. At the same time, Chelsea Green needs more than just, oh, I defended my belt versus me shit. Basically, let me continue. We got somebody in Lyra Valkyria who is literally the work rate champion in a sense. Like, she's the one that is putting in all the work, wrestling everybody every single week. So basically, yes, I feel for Bayley. Like, if Bayley got hurt, then, that sucks. And if Bayley got ridden out, that also sucks in his own way, because I think Bayley is somebody who needs to, talk her shit, because you've been here for 12 years. You're a Grand Slam champion. And breaking news, the Browns are trading the number 2 pick, a 4th round pick, and a 6th round pick to the Jags. And the Jags are going, and the Browns are going to receive the number 5 pick, a 2nd round pick, and a 4th round pick, and the 2020. And basically, they're getting the Jaguars 1st round pick next year.
So who? For who?
We sound like the New Day right now.
Who?
I have no idea who the hell the Jazz gonna get for. Is they gonna get Travis Hunter?
Yeah. You gotta go Trav. See, 2DopeMarks. We watch football, we watch basketball, we do boxing, we do UFC, we do all that shit.
Yeah.
If anybody doing something that we give a fuck about, we're gonna talk about it on this goddamn show. Live.
Exactly.
Or not live. Fuck
exactly. Real quick. So back to Becky, back to these Becky allegations, right? Again, I think what happens is the IWC gets their panties in a bunch when one of their faves does something that, something bad happens to them. And I'm like, if you're mad about Bayley not being on WrestleMania, guys, she won the Rumble last year. She won the world title at Mania in a dope ass match versus Io Sky. Like, that happened a year ago. So if you're trying to say that Becky just came back and shoehorned her spot, there's kind of history, by the way, like about Becky coming back at Allegiant Stadium and making weird shit happen. I present to you SummerSlam 2021 when she when she came back and beat Bianca Belair in 16 seconds to win the then Raw Women's Championship. Raw or SmackDown, either way.
Yeah,
it just happens, right? And now that you have a heel Becky Lynch trying to go after the women's IC title, because now the women's IC title means something even more. Hey, so it's good storytelling, bro.
Why are they comparing to Hogan though? Like, I'm trying to understand it.
Because
they're trying to
me. All right, because basically the IWC is like anybody who they feel maybe politics or position somebody out the card for them to have favor, they're acting like Terry.
Bro, hold on real quick. I'm watching the draft right now, and why is Lil Wayne in a pinstripe suit next to Trav?
Because he's a Packers fan.
Trav going to the Jags, brother.
They got Travis Hunter in Duval County to be what, the lockdown corner and the number 2 wide receiver next to Brian Thomas, because that's a nasty 1-2 punch, bro.
I'm cool with that.
Long as Trevor Lawrence stay healthy.
Trevor needs some receivers.
I mean, he got Brian Thomas.
Receivers.
Plural.
But you know what? We're gonna talk about some football after this.
Yeah, we are.
We're gonna have our own conversation.
We definitely are.
Because the champions, the champions don't pick till 32. You
already know, brother. You know what we doing. Who played at Georgia last year? Malachi Starks. Come on down to the Philly Dogs, dog. You know what it's going to be.
And guess what? Because you're gonna play D's favorite position, D's position in football. Pause. You're gonna play safety.
Oh my gosh. All right, real quick. Who are the first shoes for Rusev and Aleister Black? Because Rusev popped up on Raw Monday, choked out the Alpha Academy. Aleister Black, he gonna be on some spooky time shit with somebody. Who we got?
So I would do Otis and Rusev. Because it's been evident. But as far as Aleister, I don't know yet. It depends on who they're trying to like. It depends on who they're trying to put in that place. I can't think off top who would they put there for him to kick the shit out their forehead.
I do.
Who?
Ray Phoenix.
No.
Look, it's either gonna be Ray Phoenix or LA Knight. And LA Knight's already done shit with spooky people.
Ain't nobody else.
Look at SmackDown. Who else is there?
God damn. A terrible situation.
Yeah.
Solo. Tama's
out. He's injured.
That's not my problem. Just walk in the ring and get what's it with the blackout or whatever he called it. And put him to sleep. He ain't gotta do much. So Solo.
Okay. All right. You say Solo. I say it's either gonna be LA Knight or Ray Phoenix.
His leg gonna go too high for Braun Strowman.
Yeah. And you know what? With Rusev, I feel like you gotta wait a second. I mean, Rusev probably gonna get Otis first in Alpha Academy, but the feud I really want to see him win, him and Bronson Reed. That's what I want to see. I want to see, horse fights, brother. Horse fights.
But you can't bring Bronson Reed back to get his ass whooped.
He ain't. I'm gonna say by the time Bronson gonna be healthy, he ain't gonna get his ass whooped. It's gonna be a good back and forth. It's gonna be a good little scrap.
I want to see Bronson and Jacob.
Brother, I don't think the ring is gonna be ready for that. I don't know. I'm glad Rusev is back. I hope they give him some energy. You know what I'm saying? Because they gave him that beat. His first t-shirt looked like Beanie Siegel from the Be Coming album.
Hey dog.
Just look at it. You'll get it.
Yeah.
You'll get it. Real quick, let's get a simple recap of NXT and AEW, man. Trick Williams is in full crash out mode because Obafemi won't give him no rematch, and he got cooked by Joe Hendry. And I know it's gonna be Joe Hendry versus Obafemi at TNA Rebellion in a couple weeks. MJF keeps trying to join the Hurt business. I'm sorry, the Hurt Syndicate. My bad. We saw them in Vegas.
They hurt people regardless.
They hurt people regardless. Syndicate, business, conglomerate, whatever. It's pretty interesting because I think MJF, when he's not chasing the title, but he's still just being a dickhead, is probably my favorite MJF. Probably getting an Anarchy and Arena match pretty soon.
For all them dudes.
Yep.
The Ops, the Elite, the
Kenny and Swerve.
I don't even know what that's called. We're gonna call them kinfolk.
You call them kinfolk. All right. Shout out to Nappy Roots. Talking about kinfolk. I mean, and then hey, man, it's probably gonna be Samoa Joe versus Jon Moxley for the AEW title. Yay! Salute to Joe, but yay. We are gonna get Mercedes Moné versus Jamie Hayter in the Owen Cup.
Trav to the Jags.
I mean, makes sense. I mean, good for them. I just find it utterly hilarious that the two other teams in my division, as a Texans fan, went 1-2 in the draft this year, which means I have to see Travis Hunter twice a year, and I also have to see Cam Ward twice a year.
That's a fucked up part to be. That's a fucked up situation. Not me.
Don't worry.
I'm a champion.
Don't worry. We still winning the AFC South and playing them two Saturday playoff games, dog.
No,
that's what's gonna happen.
But I would love to see on a football note. I would love to see Trav go against CJ.
Trav versus CJ gonna be special, dog.
Yeah, I want to see that. I want to see that.
He's gonna be special. And shout out to Travis Hunter because his dad actually got to see him get drafted number 2 overall. That's what's up. Now, the question is, real quick, before we get to our favorite segment of the week, do the Giants take the best available in Abdul Carter, or do they reach and get Jackson Dart because you know that franchise has an affinity for a certain type of quarterback?
I hope they get Abdul.
Giants.
Because if they get Abdul, they still don't have a fucking quarterback.
I mean, they got the quarterback we beat last year in Russell Wilson. And Jameis. I forgot we beat them both.
They still don't have a fucking quarterback.
I know. But you know what?
Hey, B.
You're
who is Abdul Carter? Where's Abdul Carter from? And who's his favorite team?
Abdul Carter played for the Penn State Nittany Lions. And judging by his depiction and demeanor, I would say his favorite team.
I said, where is he from?
The boy from Philly, dog. What you trying to tell me? I know. You know, all that means is Abdul Carter, in 6 years, you are a Philadelphia Eagle.
Exactly.
That's all that means. That's all that means. But hey,
game over.
Hey, speaking of game over, go ahead. I know you want to. Go ahead.
I'm gonna do it. On 3, 2, 1. Hey.
That's right. It's time for Hater of the Week, our favorite segment in the world where we just get stuff off our chest. Don't matter what it could be. Could be in sports, could be in politics, could be in daily lives, man. We just like to shoot it right quick fast. And I think we went off on don't be musty, don't be all that when we did our Mania etiquette last week. We shout out to all y'all who actually listened and made sure y'all had deodorant on deck.
Man.
Well, at least around me, y'all had deodorant on deck. I don't know about any of the other places. There was deodorant
we weren't there.
We weren't there. Also, shout out to the homie Flacco from Germany who came into Vegas just to see John Cena win 17. Salute to you, big dog. Salute to you.
That's real. That's real.
Yep. So, D, I'm gonna let you go first, man, because it's post Mania week. Have you have you decompressed?
I got a list.
Oh my! Is this like Chris Jericho's and his 1,000 holds?
Yeah.
You know what? I'm gonna lean back and let you cook, man. You got a list.
So
here's the order of my list, and it's in.
So it's only 2. It's a list of 2.
Okay.
So the first part is Bianca Belair had a hell of an entrance. She walked out. She had her stepdaughter welcome her out. You booers, you Rhea Ripley ripshits, you are the hater of the week. You're the first ones. Cause let's be clear, y'all booing Bianca for what? Because y'all want somebody specifically to win? What are we doing? Bianca's a fantastic wrestler. Like, you've been booing her for the past 3.5 weeks. But because you're stupid, or you haven't hit puberty yet, or you can't afford car insurance yet, or you live in your parents' basement, or let's be real, you literally eat at Golden Corral.
Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. What's wrong with the Golden Corral buffet?
My uncle used to work there, so like he used to tell me the secrets of people breathing on the food, so I don't eat the buffet no more. You feel me? You feel me?
As Outkast used to say on the Kim and Cookie skit from Stank On You, I feel you.
Yeah. Yeah. Y'all not there yet. And then you can feel me on this one.
Oh no. This is Vegas related. I already know it's Vegas related.
The big head bitch that was in front of me at the Hills Have Eyes for the Culture. I was already tired. I had a headache. And your big, like, my seats weren't the greatest because Vegas is expensive. Your big head ass wanted to sit in front of me, and I couldn't see anything. I couldn't see a fucking thing. Stop it. Like, why were you there? We had to move over 6 seats. We had 3 people, including myself. And we moved over 2 seats apiece. And your head was still in the fucking way. Yeah. I don't know who you were. I don't know who your boyfriend was. I don't know why you were there. But your head was big as shit. And I couldn't see a goddamn thing. So therefore, you're my primary hater of the week.
I had you literally look at me like you look at somebody in church, like, can you believe this bitch right here? Like, can you believe this shit right here?
Her head was shaped like a kidney, bro. Like, what we doing, man?
Duh, just because she had that Roger Klotz does not mean you had to like.
Not Roger Klotz.
Roger Klotz, man. That Roger Klotz. It was an oddly shaped head. I'm not gonna hold you.
Whoa, shit. Like, nah, I couldn't see a motherfucking thing. Like, the Hurt Business came out. They said they hurt people, and I only saw out of 3 of them. I only saw the MVP. That's all I saw.
All right, so my hater of the week, the short version, it goes to the dude or dudes or whomever pickpockets that stole Alexis Littlefoot shit.
Hold up, what happened?
So Littlefoot was set to fly back after Vegas. Somebody lifted her wallet.
From where?
I don't know where, but somebody stole her wallet, and that's a bitch move. I don't like thieves. Like, imagine trying to fly back and you ain't got your wallet, your ID, none of that.
So did she get back or no?
Good now, but I'm pretty sure she's like, nah, F Vegas, dog.
So do the 2DopeMarks need to be security?
We might have to. We might have to, because that's the bullshit. I don't like when my friends I don't like my friends, even if like they're not friends, but like they're friends of the program. I don't like them getting messed over, dog. So again, that ain't cool. So if you was thieving, you on some thieving shit in Vegas, you are initially my hater of the week. Secondarily, man. Whoever just flat out says that, oh, y'all talking about wrestling? Oh, y'all watch wrestling? This feels like a thing I've been discussing in my lifetime for about 35 years now. Well, yes, people watch wrestling. Yes, baddies come out to watch wrestling.
They sure do.
Cool people come kick it and watch wrestling. Why? Because some people get different things out of pro wrestling. Some people enjoy the looks. Some people enjoy the teleplay of good versus evil and the complexities in it.
Abdul to the Giants. I love it.
We knew that was happening. Also Draymond Green, dog.
Whoa.
I'm sorry.
I love Draymond.
Draymond has been annoying. I know. Look, it's Rockets Warriors, so I'm a little testy about it. But Draymond, being Draymond, got his feet tangled up with Amen Thompson. Amen Thompson falls forward. Amen Thompson unintentionally undercuts Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Butler falls out the sky and like bruises his pelvis. Sorry, a pelvis contusion. He ain't played the rest of the game last night. Draymond went on a whole campaign trying to win his second Defensive Player of the Year award. It ain't worked because the voters voted for Evan Mobley of the Cleveland Cavaliers to win his award. You're a Hall of Famer, dog. You ain't got to do none of this goofy shit. You just don't.
We about to have the most uncomfortable conversation on the podcast ever.
I must say, Draymond is an all-time great defender, all-time defensive player. He's a 4-time champion. He's going in the Hall of Fame, Defensive Player of the Year. He probably should have more than one Defensive Player of the Year. Not gonna hold you, but you be doing some goofy shit for no reason.
Well, for what though? Because I watched this shit last night. That man undercut him. He undercut him.
I didn't say
about it.
I didn't say that it was on purpose. I literally said that their feet got tangled up. Draymond was holding.
No. As a hooper, that man went directly into his hamstring. It went directly into his hamstring.
I said it was unintentional, D. I did not say he was doing that shit on purpose.
You can't call the man goofy for standing up for his people, though.
I'm not saying he's goofy for that. He's goofy for other things.
So I agree.
Like fake swinging on Dylan Brooks, all the other antic stuff, dog.
I'm a nigga. I ain't gonna. I said the word. Shit. Goddamn. I'm gonna tell you straight up. I'm a swing on Dylan Brooks because I don't do that light skin shit, and I'm not light skinned in real life. Fuck our perceptions.
Uh-huh.
But Dylan Brooks real light skin. He's like the Chris Brown on a basketball court. Let's be real.
He's not a grad chapter blood, man.
No. He Paru, he Damu, he all that. I'm just saying that Draymond ain't had no issues with the shit because guess why? Because of incidental contact and coming in the basketball world from somebody that's hooped for years. That shit has become so judged like it's the NFL. Like, what are we doing? If that was Draymond that undercut whoever, he would have got suspended for a game or two. I don't stand on that. I'm gonna stand on that because it was Amen Thompson. Oh, okay, he's a young player. That's what it is. But I'm on my shit, bro. Like, I'm sorry. I ain't got time. I ain't got time for no extra shit. I ain't got no time for no politics at this moment in my life.
Consider real life.
I'm tired.
Consider real
I'm
life.
Fucking tired. I'm fucking tired.
You know what? It's Rockets Warriors. We will agree to disagree. Again, I
Warriors.
I give Draymond all his props because he's doing some silly shit sometimes. Real quick before we sign off, man. You think Travis Hunter gonna be on AEW television pretty soon?
Probably within the next 2 years because you want him to concentrate on the league, like the football shit. He's about to play 2 positions at one time.
There's going to be a time in the summer, just like they did with Urban Meyer, where Travis Hunter is going to be on AEW television, and he's going to run the Stokely Hathaway, and it's going to be pure comedy. He's already the most famous member of the Jacksonville Jaguars, dog. Just saying, it's going to happen.
Answer this question for me. Why isn't Trevor Lawrence been on AEW yet?
As somebody
you have nothing.
Oh, I do. As somebody who roots for the Houston Texans, the 2-time defending AFC South champions.
Hey, Cookie. Ladies and gentlemen.
Trevor Sunshine Lawrence is 3 packs of ass.
Sunshine.
And ain't have to. You know what? I was going to say something else, but that's neither here nor there. I would really tell you after the pod.
So text it to me and I'll say it on the pod.
Okay. Hold on.
As I'm looking at my phone right now.
On that note, folks, because D's laughing, and I'm again due to certain reasons, I cannot have him repeat what I just texted him. That is this week's episode of 2DopeMarks.
That's ass. That's ass, bro. That's ass.
You know why I can't have you say it. You know why I can't have you say it.
All right, that's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Anyway, again, that's this week's episode of 2DopeMarks, man. We thank you for coming out. We thank everybody who came in, commented, kicked it with us for this hour 25 plus. Again, you can find us on all your favorite streaming platforms. You can find us on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook at 2DopeMarks. You can like, follow, subscribe wherever you get your favorite podcast. You know, subscribe on YouTube. You know, run them YouTube numbers up. They're going crazy right now. We are rounding out the merch store. We're gonna have, I know it's getting a little warmer, so we're gonna have your hoodies just in case. You know what I'm saying? You might be a little bit like just bummed up because Lord knows in Vegas, I needed it for one night. A 2DopeMarks hoodie would have been real nice for one night.
For sure.
But we're gonna have your shirts, your mugs. Again, shout out to everybody who made Mania Week for us such a blessing.